It's PS Plus time again, the mid-month update that adds a bunch of games to the extra and premium tiers of the PlayStation Plus gaming catalogue. This time, there is only 13 games to go through. So let's do this. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is the headliner of the month. Dante returns in one final adventure to slay even more demons with super slick gung fu and other balletic forms of weapon mastery. They're so fast this video probably isn't rendering very well right now. The hack and slasher-thon has 3 playable characters this time, with Dante, his brother Nero, and this new guy, V. Using all their style and charisma, we push through a story which changes the brothers forever, especially Nero. Can the lads defeat the Demon King from conquering the human world? Only one way to find out, jump in. And to clarify, the PS4 version is the standard edition, while the PS5 has the special edition variant. Devil May Cry 5 has a Metacritic score of 89 out of 100, so you really should play this one. Back 4 Blood is hitting both the PS4 and PS5 on January 17th. The spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, as an unlikely team of survivors band together to take on the undead. The reason I bring up Left 4 Dead is because it's made by those people. They don't have the rights to that name, so they made Back 4 Blood instead. And it takes everything they've learnt about first-person shooters and the zombie apocalypse and adds a new mechanic to it. Cards. By building a deck of cards, we can buff the way we fight, specialising in certain ways. Maybe you want to tank more hits. There's a card that gives you more health. Maybe your reload is taking too long. Just find the card to tweak it. Maybe you need more bullets, or you need to move faster. You get the idea. Cards adapt the game, which should promote replayability. In a squad, online, with friends, this game excels. Back 4 Blood on Metacritic is a very impressive 77 out of 100. Let's take things down a notch. Take a look at the amazing Life is Strange on the PS4, a narrative story with branching paths. One of the coolest mechanics in the game is Max's ability to control time, rewinding it. Preventing a friend from being shot opens up a new series of events as you become an investigator, as well as experiencing a coming-of-age kind of story that has consequences. With puzzle solving short-term and long-term impacts to your decisions and 6 endings to uncover. Life is Strange is a showcase of the level's narrative stories achieved in their heyday, and Metacritic says it's an 85 out of 100. Very impressive. Oh, and there's more! Should you need more Max and Chloe in your life after finishing that game, the prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm, is here as well, fleshing out Chloe's life before that gunshot was heard. Metacritic says 77. Next, Dragon Ball FighterZ, a tag team fighter in which we choose our favourite characters from Dragon Ball and beat the living heck out of each other. The fighting is not as deep as something like Tekken or Street Fighter. Instead, a simplified 4-button method is here. No intricate combos, ultra simple, and it needs to be as you're managing 3 fighters hopping in and out of battle. The depth comes from understanding each character's unique abilities. Like Nappa, he can plant and grow Cybermen to fight alongside him. There's also a voice-acted story to play through if you're a fan of the show. Metacritic says Dragon Ball FighterZ is an 87 out of 100. This month's open world game is Just Cause 4 Reloaded. I adore these games, but technically they do have issues. We play as Rico Rodriguez, who is sent to an island controlled by a mysterious military group. It's then our job to take down the dictator pulling the strings by causing as much damage and destruction as possible. All while knowing your grappling hook and wingsuit will keep you safe from harm. Well, most of the time. Just Cause has a great weather system that can tear up the world from beneath your feet, pulling vehicles and buildings into tornadoes and snowstorms. The reloaded version of the game comes complete with a weaponized wingsuit, I never knew that existed, a stealth microjet, and more things which came after the game was released. Metacritic says avoid this as it's a 65 out of 100, whereas I say play it. Good luck finding someone to trust. Something unlike everything else on the list today is Erica, a full-motion video game. Like Life is Strange, Erica is an interactive story which builds into a thriller. Erica struggles with nightmares, and more often than not, they seep into her consciousness. After receiving a severed hand in the mail, things get real. So will you try it? Please let me know. Metacritic says 69%. Omno is next, a serene single-player puzzle game. We are tasked to find out what happened to a lost civilization. As we find new biomes, the skills we learn can be implemented elsewhere. For example, you'll learn to ski in the snowy mountaintops, and then that ability can let you ski on sand dunes later in the game. Each mechanic added becomes part of the next puzzle, constantly building up your knowledge base. Running at about 4 hours of time, Omno does not want to take over your life. For the rhythm game enthusiasts out there, please look at Sayonara Wild Heart. A young lady falls through the roof of her home and lands on a skateboard, and that's it, that's the premise. The music begins and we skate to the track. The gameplay consists of moving your character through the icons shown on screen and watch as everything evolves, including the thing you're riding on, which becomes more interesting, like a motorbike or a moose. Reviewers say the story does build, and ultimately this is an 82 out of 100. So don't get put off by those visuals, this is a good game. JETT the Far Shore is next on our list, an exploration game that invites the player to take an interstellar trip to find a future for the rest of us here on Earth. May is a scout who surveys the new worlds we encounter. As each planet is visited, the story becomes more clear and we find out exactly why we must keep exploring. JETT the Far Shore reviews say this should be avoided, 65 out of 100. And to end, there are 3 more classic games added to the premium tier list, all from the PS1 era. Syphon Filter 3 completes that trilogy, as Gabe and Zing have been blamed for a fatal virus ravaging the Earth. Star Wars Demolition lets us choose from 10 iconic Star Wars vehicles and then do battle with them. And finally, Hot Shots Golf 2. Okay, and that's our month. A much quicker video this month, as there was only half as many games as usual. I'm Adam, you're awesome. Let me know your opinions. I'll see you soon.